Hi everyone, very good evening. This is Simran Kaur from HR team of Mastertrust. Welcome to the fresh episode of our exclusive webinar series Street Experts. Today we have an exciting session with our expert Ms. Aakanksha Shukla, who is currently working with us as Assistant Vice President, Product Desk, Wealth Management Department. Topic of today's session is maximize your wealth and save taxes with ELSS. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation, and if any of the participants have any query, can write it down in the Q&A box or can raise their hand for the query and we will allow them to speak. So let's begin with the session. And now I would like to hand over the call to our expert, Ms. Aakanksha Shukla. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I hope my voice is clear and I'm audible to everybody. Thank you, Simran, for the introduction. As she mentioned, today's topic is a very interesting one and a very talked about topic in January, February, and March of every financial year. So today's topic is maximize your wealth and save taxes with ELSS. But before we are going to talk about what ELSS is, I would quickly take you through what exactly is ELSS, why do we save taxes, and for that, I would like to tell you what exactly is a financial planning. Financial planning is the process of identifying life goals, assessing income, assets, expenses, and outlining a strategy to achieve financial security. It involves budgeting, investing, insurance, retirement, and tax planning. So when we say that we are doing a financial planning, it involves everything. It involves budgeting, retirement, and tax planning. That tax planning, if we talk further, what are the components of financial planning? It is insurance assessment, retirement planning, estate planning, investment management, cash flow management. And as you all can see, among the 6 most important components of financial planning, we have tax planning. With that, I'll move on to the next slide. We are going to talk about the tax planning, particularly under Section 80C. So Section 80C allows certain expenditure and investments to be exempt from tax. You can claim tax deductions of up to 1.5 lakhs every year based on your payments and investments you make as an individual. Deductions from taxable income for expenses like life insurance premiums and tuition fee. And this section also provides diverse tax saving options by way of various long-term investments like ELSS investments, PPF contributions, etc. So this is in by and large the discussion about what is income tax under Section 80C. Now, what are the investment options under Section 80C, where we know that there are multiple options? Somehow ELSS has an attractive opportunity, given that it has an attractive lock-in period as compared to others, attractive annual returns as compared to others. So here on this screen, you can see that we have compared ELSS, ULIPs, PPF, your National Savings Certificates, tax saving FDs, and your NPS. That is why ELSS is a very competitive product in Section 80C for tax saving and your capital appreciation, because it attracts the lowest lock-in period, which is 3 years, as compared to ULIPs and PEFs, where 5 years, 15 years, and 5 years is a lock-in period for any other competitive product under Section 80C. However, the annual returns of ELSS are market-linked. ULIPs are also market-linked. ELSS is equity market-linked. ULIPs are market-linked because it is a composition of equity and debt, which we will get to know later. Then we have PFs and SC as the returns you can see on screen. So the maximum reduction allowed is 1.5 under Section 80C under these various products, where in NPS you can also go ahead and have another 50,000 rupees of tax deduction. Now let's come to the performer of the day, ELSS, and its feature. So as you understand, all the mutual funds are a portfolio of 50 to 60 stocks. And because mutual funds are a portfolio of 50 to 60 stocks, your risk gets diversified. This is why equity markets, we find it very attractive to invest in equity markets, And we also reduce our risk because of 50 to 60 stocks that are available in a mutual fund. ELSs are just the same mutual funds, same equity mutual funds, where the fund manager invests a minimum of 80% in equity and equity related instruments. Now, this is a SEBI defined definition. So the fund manager has to invest 80% of corpus in equity and equity related instruments. It is the only category of mutual funds which helps save investors save taxes and avail deductions on income up to 1.5 lakh rupees. So, what are the particular features of ELSs? Lock-in period. It comes with a minimum lock-in period of 3 years. As we discussed in the last slide, all other products that qualify under Section 80C of deduction, they attract lock-in period of 5 years to 15 years till the time of retirement. However, lock-in period of ELSs is only 3 years, which is the minimum in its category. Tax saving. Now, investment in ELSs are eligible for tax deduction under Section 80C, saving tax up to the maximum of 46,800 per annum. It is market-linked returns. As we all know, India is currently in that growth phase where the next decade is going to be about India. So, how interesting it can be when you can invest in a product that not only helps you save tax, but at the same time, it also helps you in capital appreciation because your proceeds, your investment is getting invested in India's growth story via stocks, via a mutual fund. So the returns of ELSs are market linked. It offers you market linked returns and the performance depends on the performance of the underlying equities in the portfolio. As I was talking about, the coming decade, the ongoing decade is India's growth story. We expect that ELSs will be clocking great teen returns for the upcoming 3 to 5 years. Diversified portfolio. In the beginning of the webinar, I had mentioned that because ELSs is a mutual fund, and as a mutual fund, we have the opportunity of investing in 50 to 60 stocks portfolio. There are also mutual funds which invest in higher than 50 to 60 stocks per portfolio. And that is why it gives us that opportunity of investing in the diversified market, investing in various sectors. We know that India's growth story currently is around the financials, the banking and financial sector. We know it is around infrastructure. So we can choose the ELSs which is themed around these sectors, thereby decreasing the concentration risk, which is a very important aspect of investing in equity funds, that you have to decrease your concentration risk, and no product other than mutual fund does it beautifully. So ELSs has this one great feature above its as compared to its contemporaries. Now, why ELSs should be a part of your portfolio? Now, the reason why ELSs should be part of your portfolio, my fine understanding of ELSs as a product says that what it gives to you is the dual benefit of saving your tax and investing in the India's growth story in the equity markets. It also attracts, and as you will see in the later slides, there are ELSs funds with 40,000 crores and upward of AUM, where a fund manager is actively managing which stock to enter and which stock to exit. You don't have to worry where the India's story is going. There's a fund manager who is doing a rigorous study and is trying to understand what sectors will be the most lucrative. So with this, why ELSs should be part of your portfolio? As you can see, it is professionally managed by a fund manager. It offers diversification, not only sectoral diversification, it is also giving you stock diversification. It offers liquidity because, as we saw, as compared to any other product in Section 80C, ELSs gives you better liquidity because the lock-in finishes after 3 years. It is conveniently administered because not only the AMCs, there's a SEBI, there are bigger bodies involved which make sure that the entire process is going through set defined patterns. It gives higher return. Later on, I'll show you a slide where you will see the mutual funds, the ELSs funds, and the kind of returns that they have generated over the past few years. And as you see, this category gives you the higher return as compared to any other category product under the same category. Low cost management. The idea is whatever product we choose should not have a very hefty management cost that burns a hole in our pocket. provides transparency. If we talk of about products and market link product, equity market link product, there's nothing better than a mutual fund because it gives you extreme transparency of its portfolio. As per the guidelines of SEBI, the mutual fund houses are supposed to provide on a monthly basis what changes they have done in the portfolio, what stocks they have exited, what stocks they have entered. They have to provide the fact sheet. So it is readily available to all the investors at all point of time कि मेरे ELS's portfolio में क्या changes हुए हैं. So it provides the transparency, allows to switch to other schemes. Now, after a period of 3 years, you can choose whether you want to stay in an ELS's fund or at the same time you would like to move to a more aggressive, more volatile sub-asset class of equity, or you would like to redeem and put the money into debt mutual funds. Highly regulated, as I said, constantly AMFI and SEBI are looking into the functioning and the processing of a mutual fund, and it's absolutely simple to invest. The reason why government is so focused, AMFI and SEBI is so regulating the market is to make sure that it is the simplest to invest and the interest of a retail investor is always taken into consideration when investment in mutual funds is thought. With that, I'll move on to the next slide. So as we were talking about some of the recommended ELSS funds, given the kind of history that we have seen in the ELSS mutual fund space, there are few funds which have been the constant buzz, wherein their returns and their constant returns, their rolling returns, and the kind of ratios that are linked to these funds have done great. And that is why we see a consistent performance in these funds. So as I was discussing, there are funds with AUM of 13,000 crores, 20,000 crores. There are fund managers who are managing such huge AUM. As you can see, in a period of 3 years, we get very good returns if we keep invested in equity funds, let alone if it is an ELSS fund and there is a lock-in. When you redeem your money, which will then be taxed at 10%, your returns will actually be in the late teens, and it will be an interesting investment which will give you higher return as compared to any other instrument under the same section. With that, I will quickly take some time to discuss about ULIP plans as well. Now, ULIPs are also interesting investments because somewhere they're also market linked, but they also give you a little bit of insurance protection. So as we can see, a ULIP is an investment product. It helps the investor claim Section 80C deduction. And the two main USPs of ULIP are the insurance cover and their market link, because they can invest in equities and debt, and you can choose whether your money goes to total equities, total debt, or in a combination of equities and debt. To get a mix of both of these characters of financial planning, ULIP is one of the suitable options. In ULIP investments, a small portion of money is invested towards securing your life, and rest is invested in equities and debt. Now, what are the key features of ULIP? As I mentioned at the starting of the presentation, ELSS stands more attractive than ULIP because ELSS is a 3-year lock-in. However, ULIP has a 5-year lock-in. It has tax saving opportunity under Section 80C, and there are surrender options available. There are definite conditions applied, but there are surrender options available for your ULIP schemes. Free top-ups are available. You can invest over and above your annual premium amount of 2.5. You can invest over and above that. However, the proceeds at the time of redeeming the fund, you might not get complete exemption. After 2.5, whatever you invest will attract a tax, long-term equity tax. And free switching facility between funds, because as I choose a ULIP plan, I have all the options of moving from one equity fund or debt fund, whatever I have chosen, to some other scheme if I feel that is right. So these are some most important features of ULIP. What are the benefits of ULIP if we talk about? So as you saw, ULIP not only gives you a benefit under Section 80C, as mentioned in the last slide, but it also gives you a benefit under Section 1010D. So there are multiple tax benefits of ULIPs, as we can see. Flexible cover amount, we have the choice. A ULIP can maximum give you insurance cover of 10 times of what the premium you're paying. However, you can choose whether the minimum can be 5x, 7x, or 10x. So it's a flexible cover amount. Partial funds withdrawal, one of the good I would say, factors and the features of ULIP is partial fund withdrawal. Because at any point of time, the money of a ULIP, as you all saw in the last slide, a section goes for your insurance cover, another section goes for your equity market investments. So at the same time, if in case you want 5 years, if you lock in, from sixth year onwards, a maximum of 20% of the deployed corpus you can take out. So partial fund withdrawal is available sixth year onwards. You can withdraw to the tune of 20% maximum on sixth, seventh year, as per what policy you have taken, what policy for how long you have taken. So this partial fund withdrawal benefit is one of the good benefits of ULIP that comes under Section 80C, yet gives you equity market link. Long-term goal plans. Because ULIP invests in equity markets, and as we talked that India is a growth story, so your equity market linked portfolio of the ULIP can be assigned to a long-term goal plan. We all have goals in our lives. It can be buying a house, buying a car, or any other future goals. You can link your ULIP proceeds, because ULIPs are doing good in market. Tomorrow, when the market linked ULIPs are able to give a good corpus, you can link it to a goal. And flexible investment type. So you get to choose whether you would like to do a 5-year, a 7-year, or a 10-year tenure. So that is why it's flexible investment type. Moving on to the next one, how to plan your tax saving investments. Now, the idea, as we discussed, what is financial planning, why is tax planning important aspect of financial planning, how to plan your tax saving investments. I think tax saving investments, the most important thing is that you should start early. The idea is that we should not feel the pressure of doing any product immediately right towards the end of the financial year. So in gradually building and investing over a period of January, February, March is best than taking the call towards the end of March when you know that there is some limit left. You immediately go and deploy it to whatever product is presented to you. So take your time, understand it, and do a gradual planning. If you have not done your ELSS investments, Section 80C investments up till now, then the good part would be that you start it right away rather than waiting for the end of financial year. Early planning allows your investment to compound, contributing to long-term financial goals. And this is true for everything. If in case you want your corpus to grow, we need to start early so that the compounding effect can be used in the during the process of investment. And tax savings should be viewed as a bonus rather than primary objective. This is where ELSS qualifies higher, ULIPs qualify higher as compared to any PF, any PPF, or any national savings certificates, because tax saving is not only giving you solely tax saving, it is also giving you a value addition equity gain on the money that you are investing in a product. So that is why tax savings should be viewed as a bonus rather than primary objective. If you have the option of saving 1.5 lakhs and investing in it in India's growth story and also save tax in it, then that should be the primary choice. How do we calculate what products to invest in and how much to invest? So as we saw initially in the presentation, that tuition fee of the kids or any other such thing also qualifies under Section 80C. So what we need to see is that we subtract these expenses from the maximum limit of 1.5 lakh under Section 80C, and this helps us to know that how much further do we need to invest so that the entire 1.5 lakhs is exhausted. So remember that these all these investments, the ideology is that somewhere down the line, you should be able to cover your entire 1.5 lakh rupees of the exemption that is available under Section 80C. So with that, I would come towards the end of the discussion that I had to do with respect to ELSS. The overall idea of presenting what ELSS and its feature is to help you understand how this is going to create an alpha in the portfolio, how this is going to create a capital appreciation in the portfolio, how this is also helpful in protecting your capital somewhere, because at the same time, it is linked to equity. But the idea of an investment is to make sure that your principal is protected, you get the benefit of market, and at the same time, if it is helping you save your taxes, then nothing like it. And ELSS qualifies in all parameters and it helps you save tax, create a growth out of your investment, and also make sure that your principal remains protected over the. And I think 3 years, the kind of lock-in that the product has is to make sure that the investor stays in the product so that he gets a capital appreciation. So with that, I will open the floor to questions. And if in case we would like to discuss anything, then happy to answer. The proceeds of ELSS in totality will be invested in equity market altogether. And how to invest in ELSS? The idea of finding out the best ELSS, the best way to understand what would be the best ELSS for you is to approach your financial advisor, who would then guide you how you would like to, which product, which class of ELSS will help you with your needs, whether you would like to have an ELSS that is a multi-cap ELSS or ELSS which is more focused towards mid and small, where the category and the possibility of alpha generation is much higher than a large cap biased or a multi-cap ELSS. So you should always take help of a financial advisor in finally deciding what should be the best ELSS to invest, because there are many ELSS in market which are currently showing great returns given that the recent rally has been a broad-based rally. But the idea is to figure out what are the funds which still have juice and which will be able to give you returns as we talk 3 years down the line. Funds in ELSS and mutual funds are invested in equity, then what's the difference between these two? Mr. Singh, if I understand your question, you're saying that funds in ELSS and mutual funds are invested in equity. And what's the difference between these two? We are, as I mentioned, that ELSS is it's a part of equity mutual funds. However, ELSS is the only mutual fund which can give you tax exemption benefit under Section 80C. However, your other mutual funds do not qualify for the same. So if in case you want to also get a tax deduction on your income, in that case you will have to invest in ELSS, which gives you the benefit of market, but also helps you save tax of 46,800 up to 46,800 by giving you a tax deduction on income up to 1.5 lakh. With that, we would wrap up the session. Thank you so much, everyone.